Another beautiful spring day as summer approaches here in Australia. It's good to be out on the road, so more hours on the saddle. And speaking of today, saddles. It's always an ever-ending quest to try and find the best saddle for your sit bones, your riding, your hip width, and all those other details that you need to go into. So more recently I've used the Specialized Roman saddle, switching over to the Specialized Power saddle, which was a short stubby saddle. Car back. And then on to the Pro Stealth from Shimano, which was similar to that of the Power, but fatter in the widthful area. Is that a word? I can make words up and want to climb. And more recently I've switched over to the CADEX Boost saddle, because over winter my position indoors very static, and I was getting pressure point sores that just, saddle sores, that just weren't going away. Even with only doing 6 or 7 hours a week indoors, could not get rid of them. So what fixed that was changing up the saddle. Is the CADEX the answer? Well, it has been for me, but changing to any different saddle would have helped. The CADEX brand has been launched by Giant as their high performance brand. Think Trek Bontrager, but Giant want to think of themselves as Giant / lightweight. That level with the CADEX brand. So super high end. Performance wise, that's what they're aiming for. Price wise, that's where they're at. They are a premium brand. Anyway, let me rewind back a few months for the weighing and installation of this saddle.
Okay, a close-up look at the CADEX Boost saddle here in the Lama Lab. The width of the saddle is 148 millimeters. The spec says 149, it's 148. Okay, here's the underside. Nice, sleek looking saddle. Side on. Two-piece carbon design. And you can see the connections here and up the back there as well. On the back is a UniClip. That's by Giant, and allows you to put any number of peripherals that are compatible on the back there, such as tail lights, fenders, tail lights, CO2 kits, and saddle bags. But for now, we'll just put that back in. I'm just going to be running a normal saddle bag with this saddle out on the road. Okay, the all-important weigh-in. Now, my Pro Stealth was 203 grams. I'll put the Boost on here. Comes in at 139. I think the spec was 138, so plus or minus just under 1%, I guess. Close enough. Trying again, 139. So a savings there of 64 grams. Not too bad. A quick look at the official specs over on the CADEX website before we get the saddle on the TCR. Official weight listed there, 138 grams, pretty close. Raw material there, carbon with advanced forged composite technology. Rail size, 9mm rails. This went on no problems at all with the existing rails or the clamp on my Giant TCR. The width listed is 149, it's really 148. Length, 246mm. Stack height, 44mm. UniClip compatible. Comes in black with a price tag at this point in time of US $300. Okay, over to the bike for the installation of this saddle here. So I have the Pro Stealth that I've been using for probably over a year now, maybe close to 2 years. So that's what I'm replacing today. What I'm going to do is just line it up with the sit bone area straight through here. It might take a few tries to get this saddle in the exact right spot that I need, but I'm going to try and make it as similar as possible now. So I have the sit bones with the width from the top down. That all looks good. Now I'm going to mark on the rails about where I think it should be. We can see here the rails are a little further forward on this, especially with the markings. So what I'm going to do is try and line up as best I can with the ruler. So it's 4 and 2. So we want right there with that front rail right there. That's the best I can do using those tools. It will get me ballpark. Let's go. Now appears an issue with the giant seat post because there's no hole in the top here for that specific screw. We have to, I'm going to get creative. We can turn it a little bit here. We're going to have to set this screw and this screw a little differently because now I can't get to it when it's moved back. So setting the angle is going to be trial and error. Okay, lining up the arrow with the front there, making sure that clamp is centered. Way too many tricks to this one. And we want it relatively flat, but not too flat.
Kangaroos and gravel, what a combination. So fast forwarding back here to a few months later after riding this CADEX Boost saddle, and it's been fine. Those weight savings, they were just a bonus. But what it was about was having a different saddle with a different width for my sit bones to resolve those issues with the saddle comfort. So speaking of comfort, I really need a gravel bike for this kind of road. They are resurfacing this, it's just taking them a few months. I think the answer for me has been switching up saddles. It's like wearing different pairs of shoes. If you wear the one pair of shoes all the time, you'll get the same pressure points on your feet. So changing up saddles, I now have 3 saddles in rotation. That's the CADEX saddle on the TCR that I'm on now, which is getting a good workout. I have the Pro Stealth on the indoor smart bikes, and the power saddle on my other giant TCR with the rim brakes. So mixing those 3 up and sharing my rides around all 3 has helped to no end. It's been an absolute godsend, because just that one saddle was doing my, I was going to say head in, but it's the other end that I was talking about. So there we are, bit of info on the CADEX Boost that I've been riding, and a few of the weight savings behind that. Happy days, enjoy the ride.